Buongiorno a tutti, good morning. Francesco speaking from EuroTreviso, and in this episode we are speaking with our friend Lisa. Hi Lisa, how are you?
I'm great.
Okay, it's nice to hear you. So we are speaking one country, maybe more than one country, and we are speaking with this friend of us that we met in our project last year. And we'll discover Ukraine, we'll discover a lot of point of view new and a lot of information of some countries that probably, and in particular Ukraine, that nobody knows right now the situation. So, Lisa, what are you doing? Can you introduce you to our friends?
My name is Lisa. I come from Ukraine. I study international relations in Lviv. This is the city which is close to the Polish border. And currently I'm in Austria doing my Erasmus one semester studying also political sciences. But probably today we will speak mostly about the situation in Ukraine, since Austria is in the center of Europe and it's mostly famous what the situation is here, since it's very similar to either Germany and even Italy. But in Ukraine we have a totally different situation. Namely, everything was closed there for 2 months, yes, I guess. And we don't have any any commuters, any buses, any intercity buses, nothing at all. And schools are closed, universities are closed. And so far we know that we won't return to the universities by the end of this semester. And we have also online classes almost everywhere else and online lectures. But the biggest problem for my country, for namely Ukraine, is that the government don't actually know how to respond to the situation. And for example, there were 3 ministers of health during the corona time in Ukraine, which is pretty strange because it's the situation which should be dealt immediately. And when we are changing the person who is responsible for this, it's making things more complicated. So.
Okay, it's a very difficult situation. In any case, even in Italy, the situation is not so clear, and I hope that it will be in the future. I would like to talk about Erasmus Plus to start, because I know that you are part of one association. So if you can tell me more about your association and even about your personal vision of the European Union and Erasmus Plus.
My association in Ukraine is called Young Agents of Change, and it's a non-governmental organization, and we are mostly involved in Erasmus projects, and we are aimed at the development of the political awareness among the youth, and we work with school children, starting from the school children, and mostly till the age of 25. This is our main auditory, let's call this, target auditory. And now we are in the corona time. We have cancelled all organizations, lots of Erasmus projects, but so far we have once a week we have Zoom calls and we discuss the problems, either of not the problems but the issues and the views of our organization, how we can develop it. And also we have kind of meetings on psychological health and the general personal development, which I think is very great, especially in these times when people are really struggling with their mental health. I think it's very useful. And in regard to Erasmus, I actually love it. I love it very, very much because currently it's my studying in Salzburg for my Erasmus semester. And I also participated in lots of Erasmus exchanges and 2 training courses so far. And I think this is a great tool for the youth all over Europe, because you can actually meet the active people from every country of Europe. It's either from exactly the European Union and the neighboring states. And sometimes it's very, I know it's very strange. It feels very strange when you meet a person with whom you have already with whom you have some common friends. Here in Salzburg, I met a girl who know the president of my organization back in Ukraine. So this is, I think this is a great tool for the personal development and for the further contribution of all societies, because it aims to gather the most active people and who are interested in different topics. Because since I was in political program projects, and there are like, I know, IT projects, and I don't know, like business projects, and they unite people who have the same interests but from different countries, and it helps them furtherly to develop their own projects, like, I know, like even not only Erasmus project, but the common business, and like we never know how it can develop, like their cooperation in future.
So I have I have the same your opinion. So do you think that it's like maybe the most important tool for young people all around Europe, even for the neighbor country, to stay together? I think so, and I don't know if you have the same my opinion.
Yes, definitely. I think that the countries should stay together because, as we see, even this situation, like in Corona, I think that even though the states which like are now forced to rely mostly on their own resources, they're still very helpful when you know that there are someone or like some state that can help you and provide with some assistance, starting from like, you know, technical assistance to like humanitarian help and sending like doctors and etc. And I think like when you're united, you feel like the feeling that you are not alone in this situation is really the key, the key issue, because you know how to respond, and you know that there is always someone whom you can rely on.
Thank you for your opinion. I can say that personally, when we met, because we organized last year one Erasmus Plus project. When we met you guys from a group from Ukraine, we learned a lot from you, from the situation in your country, from the situation even from the other country that they were involved in the project. So I think that it's really one important tool to know each other. And about the situation in Ukraine, which is the situation not due to coronavirus but due to war. I mean, right now, are there some changes? Is always the same situation, more or less stopped? What about the war?
The war is still here, unfortunately, and as far as I know, there was a lot of coronavirus ill people in the occupied territories in the east, and still there's still attacks, and nothing stopped the war. Like the pandemic never stops the war, unfortunately. But the problem, it's not the problem, but the issue is that corona pandemic is now used as a fake news against Ukraine, as is a part of the hybrid war, namely informational, because there are some reports from the occupied territories. They're making news and they're saying that they assume that coronavirus may have been developed in the Ukrainian laboratories to attack them, like the self-proclaimed republic. And this is this is ridiculous. I mean, we don't have that much, we don't have so much resources to create the pandemic that can destroy, that can destroy the world. This is not how it works.
And in case even country that probably economically they have a better situation than Ukraine, they are facing a lot of problem to control. And Italy, for example, we are having a lot of problem. Now we are arranging, but for sure. I would like to tell you which is your impression and what are you thinking about young Ukrainians? What are they thinking about European Union? They will be happy to join European Union. Do you think that they are agree to join European Union, or they are more or less against and they say maybe it's better to say what is going to happen to European Union?
The European Union for Ukrainians has some special value because 7 years ago we had a revolution that's called Euromaidan, and the first part of the word is already mentioned Euro, because it was due to our president. He declined to sign the agreement with the European Union that could have led to some closer relations between Ukraine and European Union. And it started that the youth, they came to the central part of our capital and they started to protest against it, and they were attacked by the police forces. And then people started to protecting the students, and they started the rebellion, which led to the total change of our power and lots of changes in our country. But yes, I know that. And then we had the visa-free regime with the European Union, which influenced a lot of the youth, mostly because it's easier for youth to travel. It's they're more carefree in some kind of meaning. And they started to go for weekend to Europe, like to Poland, to the nearest state, like to Hungary, etc. And I see that people, like the youth, they saw how other countries live and their way of life and their attitude to, to work, to study.
So now I would like to make another question about the influence that the other country, the neighbors country of Ukraine, they are having in the Ukrainian political life. Are there any countries they are influencing the Ukraine political life? And if yes, can they influence the entrance of the Ukraine to European Union in some way?
Yeah, sure. There are like the biggest country in the world, which is our neighbor, and this is the easiest way to influence it by just being the neighbor. And I think in this regard, our country is divided by half. So the western part is more pro-European, and the eastern is and the central part as well join in the western in the region. But the eastern part is still under the kind of influence of the Russian media channels mostly, and it influenced the choice of the youth and the views regarding the European Union and the need to join the European Union as well. So this is like this.
Okay, yes. So it's through the picture that we had from here that usually told us that there is Ukraine divided in two parts, one more pro-Russian part, another one the more European one. So the last question, I would like to know which are your plan, I mean not your personal plan, if you want to say we are happy, but the plan of your organization for the future, continuing just to participate European Union project, I believe, or not?
Yeah, sure. We are about to proceed with our Erasmus project mostly, and I will also hope that our project in Italian with your organization will be approved by the Italian National Agency. We are waiting for this, and yes, we are to proceed. And I think like even in challenging times, we can keep going and keep working regardless of everything, and just like become better when the times are better, so you can benefit from it.
Yeah, so cross the finger and we will see. In any case, we will try even other time because I think that it's like a good idea of what we planned together. So Lisa, thank you to be here to give us this information and to tell about your country. And so thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so with all the others that are listening us, we will just see and we listen. It's better to say another time, another episode with Let's Travel with us. Bye bye.